Hello lovely people and welcome back to my channel. So it's been like 2 months since I uploaded my first reading challenge video, and as I kind of promised I would update you throughout the year, so here's the first update. As you might have seen on my Instagram, I've been reading like crazy for the past couple of months, and I already finished about 15 books I think. Yeah. Because the one I'm reading right now, this one, I just can't finish it. I want to finish it, but George Orwell, you're not my favorite writer. By far. I've got a giant pile of books next to me. It's not all 15 books I've read, because I borrowed a lot of the books. I don't have them with me now. But it's still a significant pile, and this is gonna go so wrong. So, this is like half of what I read in the past couple months. Yeah, it's quite a lot. Anyway, I'm gonna put this down, because otherwise I'm gonna drop them all, and that would be a shame. So, as you might see in the background, on my whiteboard are the 2 challenges I'm doing, and I'm also doing the Goodreads challenge, as you know. And you can track my progress on Goodreads, I'll link down below. So I started January with reading like 8 books that month, which is like a record for me, I think. So I started, let me get my phone, because I can't read what's on there from here. But as I said, I posted everything on Instagram. So the first book I read was Hannah Green's Met Hand and Hart, which is probably a Dutch translation since she's an American or English writer. And I did it for the prompt, a book by or about a person with a disability, because it's about 2 deaf people who are kind of lost in the world of the hearing. Their daughter can hear, so does their son. But it's still very difficult for them to adapt. Then I started reading a book by Rosamunde Pilcher, and I hope I pronounced that correct. And it's called September. I read it in Dutch, because that's the version I borrowed. But I'd like to read her books in English as well. I've got 1 book of her in English, somewhere over there. And yeah, I like her style of writing. Yeah. I read it for a book with a month or a day of the week in the title, because, you know, September month. Pretty clear to me, it seems. Then I moved on to a book by Neil Kaufman. It's called Verloren Stilte, and it's about, it's the story of an autistic kid. It's a biography, so to say, because it's about their kid, Barry's kid, and his wife's kid. Then I moved on to book number 4. Oh, seriously, I keep doing this. 4! That's it. And that's The 10th Kingdom by Kathryn Wesley. And that's a book with multiple authors, because Kathryn Wesley actually stands for, let me check this, Christine Catherine Rush and Dean Wesley Smith. So yeah, 2 people. And yeah, you might know the TV series, The 10th Kingdom. The book is based on the series, so not the other way around. I first wanted to read it as a fantasy novel, so a genre I don't read that much, but it turned out it wasn't a bestseller, and that was what the prompt said. So yeah, I probably have to read more fantasy books. Anyway, fantasy is not really my thing. But I really liked the book, I really liked the series. It took a while to get into it, but the series were amazing. Book 5, I do have. It's a Marc Levy book. I love Marc Levy. I've read his books in Dutch though. He's a French writer. That's not gonna happen. But I started with 1 Dutch book, and then all the other books became Dutch too. And it's called Net als toen. And it's like a sequel to, what's it called? Was het maar waar, which is where the movie Just Like Heaven is based on. I think it's called that. It's the woman that's comatose and they have all these adventures, and it's then she wakes up and she doesn't recognize him anymore. That thing. This sounds really weird, but yeah, this is like a sequel to it, and I really liked it. I finished it in like a day, and it was amazing. Then I read a book you loved as a child. Kruimeltje. Anyone who's not Dutch will not know this, because I don't think it was popular in anywhere outside the Netherlands. It might not even have been translated, I don't know. But I've watched this movie as a kid like a zillion times. I think I've read the book a zillion times as well. And I just had to read it again, and it was amazing. Book number 7. Almost as much a pain in the ass as the book I'm reading now. Frankenstein. And yeah, a book with a title that's a character's name. Because, you know, Frankenstein, it's not the monster, but it's the creator, Victor Frankenstein. Yeah. I thought I'd read another classic, but I dare, because I couldn't get through it. The book is mostly Victor complaining how bad a choice he made, how horrible it is that he created this monster, and it was so annoying. I'm sorry if you really like this book, but I just didn't like it. On to book number 8, Ken Follett. And as you might know, I absolutely love Ken Follett. His books are amazing. I have a lot, which you can see in the background probably. They're all the very large books. The blue one, the red one, that whole line of books. And this is Eye of the Needle, and I marked it off as an espionage thriller, because that's basically what it is. It's about a spy in the Second World War, and he's called The Needle. And yeah, I think I finished this book in a few days as well, because if you take up a Ken Follett book, at least as when I take up a Ken Follett book, I just can't put it down again. Next book, a very orange book, which is why I put it for the ABC Bingo then. I'm realizing I don't mention the ABC Bingo cross-offs right now. I'm only mentioning the Pop Sugar ones. I'm sorry for that. But yeah, then I have to mention 2 prompts, and that's really hard. But I might devote a video to only the ABC Bingo thingy. Anyway, orange book. That was an ABC prompt. Book with orange on the cover. Well, more orange than this, if Comcat. It's a book by Henry Palen, which is a pseudonym for Gonzalez, which I have 2 bookcases full of. So, as you can guess, an author I love. And that's why I put it on there for the Pop Sugar Challenge, an author who uses a pseudonym. Then I read this one. Yeah. I thought, well, this is about 400 pages. We'll do that in a couple days. Turned out it was over 900. So I picked up this one because it has one of the seasons in the title, Firefly Summer. Then I read a book I don't have with me, and it's called The Verloren Dagboeken van Jane Austen by Siri James. So it's about the lost diaries of Jane Austen. They created this love story of Jane Austen, how she met this guy and they fell hopelessly in love, but it wasn't meant to be. And it just didn't fit, at least my picture of Jane Austen, so it was indeed a really weird book. And then this happened. I started reading the Hunger Games trilogy. I was planning on only reading the first book, but then I was like, well, I've seen all the movies, and even though I didn't like it, I think I should read the books. So I read them all. Can I just say I absolutely love my editions. They're so pretty and very shiny. And they have all these quotes on them, and I love them so much. That's the main reason I bought them, not because I like the Hunger Games. I'm sorry. So I read all the Hunger Games series. The first one I read as a book, the first book in a series you haven't read before. And then the second one I put as a bestseller from a genre you don't normally read, because they are dystopian novels, and I can't remember reading dystopian novels before. Turns out 1984 is also a dystopian novel, but yeah, it's not my favorite book. And the third one is a book by an author that lives in a country you've never been before, because, well, I've never been to America. After the Hunger Games I started 1984. This horrible thing. But because it took me so extremely long, I started reading this one in between, The Velveteen Rabbit and Other Animal Adventures. I finished that in like a day because it's only 90 pages. The Velveteen Rabbit was just a fun story and I put it as a book with pictures. And my voice is failing me, I'm sorry. That's basically it for now. Still trying to get through this thing and I'm not sure what I will read after this. I might start World Without End, but I might also pick another book, I'm not sure yet. We'll see. I'm gonna end this video here. If you like me rambling about books, wait another 2 months and I will do another update. If you like this video, thumbs up, subscribe down below, leave a comment, turn on that notification bell if you haven't already, because then you'll know when I upload a video the second it comes online. And yeah, then I'll see you next week. Bye!